Hello. Okay, so let's do the measure of this angle right here. All right, so we try to find the measure of this green portion right here, or this blue portion right here. This is 10 degrees. Okay, so because they told us that this was 80 degrees right here. So we know that from here to here, this is 90 degrees. From here to here, that's another 90 degrees. From here to here, that's another 90 degrees. Okay, so if we add them all up, it's 90 plus 90 plus 90 plus 80. So 90 plus 90 plus 90 plus 80. And that equals 350 degrees. Okay. Now, you have to remember, too, that when we're dealing with the unit circle, they're either measured in degrees or radians. So in degrees, this starts at 0. This is pi over 2, or 90 degrees. This is pi, or 180 degrees. And this is 270 degrees, or 3 pi over 2. Okay, so for number 12, they tell you right here, they want this portion right here, and they want to stop at, and this portion right here is pi over 6. Well, what you're going to do is, you know that this whole thing right here is pi, so all you have to do is just subtract pi and pi over 6. So pi minus pi over 6 will get you the answer. You get a common denominator, it's 6 pi over 6 minus pi over 6, which then equals 5 pi over 6. And that's number 12. So the reason why you have to do it, you have to keep this in pi, is because the problem is it gives you a radians. All right. Let's look at number 13 real quick. Number 13, you're going the opposite direction. So you're not going this way, you're going this way. So when you go this way, it's going to be negative. Whatever angle you get is going to be negative. And it stops about 20 degrees here. Okay, so from that, we know that this portion right here is 70 degrees. This portion right here is 90 degrees. And this portion right here is 90. So when you add 90 plus 90 plus 70, that is equal to 250 degrees. But remember that since we went the opposite direction, we started this has to be a negative 250. All right. And the last one, number 14, okay, notice that it swirls all the way around. It swirls all the way around. It goes all the way here, and it stops about right here. So when you do that, okay, this is what it says, pi over 3 right here. This portion right here is pi over 3. Okay, so we know, first of all, that when you go all the way full length, it's going to be 2 pi. That we already know, because that's a full circle. Then we have to add this portion right here. How do we get this portion? Well, we know that this whole thing right here is pi over 2. So it's pi over 2, and this portion right here is pi over 3. So let's subtract pi over 2 minus pi over 3. You get the common denominator. It's going to be 6 pi over, 6 pi over 3 over, no, 12 pi over, I can't do this, 12 pi over 6, no, sorry, this is, the common denominator is 6, why can't I do this? So it would be 3 pi over 6 and 2 pi over 6. So when you subtract these two, it's going to be pi over 6. So this portion right here is pi over 6. So this full rotation right here up to here is 2 pi, and then you're going to add pi over 6. So it'll be 2 pi plus pi over 6, which is then equal to 12 pi over 6 plus pi over 6 is then equal to the final answer is 13 pi over 6. And that's the answer. All right, hope that helps.